The Joe Rogan Experience.
Like, they're telling people not to scream at Disneyland. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they told people when you go on rides, don't scream. Like, okay, I'm gonna mime it. I'm gonna wow.
That's so.
They also tell you to keep your arms and hands down. And no one ever
does that. Right. Yeah, I hope people scream just at a protest. They're probably going to stop people from screaming, though. They're probably going to tell people. Because, look, they don't want an inspector to come there and say, hey, people are screaming. We're going to shut this place down. Disneyland's been closed for a fucking year, and they are losing some insane amount of money. It's like $300 million a day or something crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it's nuts. I might have made that number. I pulled that right out of my ass. How much money is Disneyland losing per day while Disneyland's being closed? I think it might be $100 million. I really do.
Isn't that what it costs for a churro at Disneyland? Isn't a churro at Disneyland $100 million?
It's less than that. It's less than that.
Yeah, there's got to.
Let's guess before I say $100 million. What do you say?
I'll say $50 million.
Okay, I like what you're doing. Price is right. Let's go.
I just have no idea. $100 million seems. If you guessed $1 million, I would have been like, maybe I would have probably guessed half of that. That just seems like so much money.
It's way more than $1 million. Disneyland is huge, and it's really fucking expensive. And then you got Disneyland and California Adventure all in the same park.
I can count on one hand the amount of times I've had more than $2,000 at once in my life. So I don't have a concept of what $1 million is.
It's a lot of money, but it's not a lot of money if you run at Disneyland. I mean, that's probably their fucking rent. What do you got, Jamie?
It's giving me just Disney's overall. Disney's a gigantic company, so
right.
Like, it's not breaking it down just for Disneyland.
Did you write Disneyland is losing?
Yes. So now I'm looking
per day.
How much is Disneyland's daily revenue? And then that's
no. Just say how much is Disneyland losing per day?
It's adding it all together with Disney, the company, and how much they lost in China and Orlando and the TV channels and all that.
Did you write Disneyland?
Yes.
Fuckers. I know there was an article. Jamie will get it. I know he will. I have faith.
There's got to be like a middle ground, where
like let people do whatever the fuck they want.
Like let people do whatever the fuck they want, and like put those little dots where people can stand a little bit further apart. I think we should have been doing that anyway. I've always thought handshaking was disgusting. I think we should all stop shaking hands for the rest of our lives. When I was looking back at my old material, I found 2 separate bits I tried to write about how shaking hands is nasty before COVID. I didn't even realize I felt that strongly about it, except that I did. I was always like a fist bumper or like, better yet, don't touch me. After shows, you don't have to fucking touch me, dude. I've had men kiss me on my mouth after shows. I've had people like grab my stomach after show. I've like people put their hands on me and try to touch me, and I'm like, we don't. It's germs.
Men have kissed you on your mouth. How many?
1. Took me a while to add that up. Well, I tried to fish. I was like, men have kissed me on my face. One guy kissed me on my mouth, but I was pushing him off of me and yelling, "Stop, what the fuck are you doing?" And like the people with him were like laughing. And I was like, what the fuck is your problem? This is not, I snapped on him. I yelled at him. And then I didn't shake anyone's hands after that.
That's the difference between being a woman comic and being a male comic. Dudes have never tried to kiss me. I've never had a guy try to kiss me.
I honestly don't even believe you. I feel like dudes have tried to kiss you. I feel like you've probably been kissed on the mouth by more women
30 or
after
40
your
guys.
shows.
A couple women have tried to kiss me, but it's not threatening. That's the difference. It's
That's
not
just
dangerous.
because you're into it. Just because you're into it doesn't mean...
No, it's not dangerous. Like, they can't really rape me. You know what I'm saying?
I feel threatened on your behalf, but I respect your right to feel safe.
Thank you very much.
I'm glad that you feel safe.
Feeling threatened on my behalf. But my point is, like, a woman is not physically scary to me.
Yeah.
Where a man is physically scary to a woman. Here it goes.
Deep info.
Okay, here it goes. 12 million per day. Wow, I'm way off.
Yeah. That's just for Disneyland, though.
12 million per day based on 2000. God, it was like 300 million. Coronavirus closures cost Disneyland 7.9 million per day, and Disneyland California Adventure 4.1 million per day.
Yeah, it's 25
damn. I didn't
million
realize
in Orlando. So when you start adding it all up, it starts getting to be
Walt
more and
Disney
more and more.
World in Florida lost 25 million per day.
It's way bigger though.
Oh, interesting. Magic Kingdom 8.8 million per day. Animal Kingdom 5.8 million per day, Epcot 5.2, and Hollywood Studios 4.8. Oof. Okay, I was way off. I was gonna go with $1 billion a day. How about that? No.
$1 billion.
So what is it, 14? Is that what it said, 14 million today? That's still a shitload of money. Add that over 365 days, and you got a lot of cheddar. So that's
250 million a week.
Yeah. Yeah. That's billions.
Damn.
Billions of dollars. Just because someone told them they have to shut it. I mean, they would have definitely lost money, period. There's no way to not lose some money. Everybody lost some money, but to lose that much money is just preposterous.
Well, and then if you think about those workers, think about how much they could possibly be collecting in unemployment, and it's got to be $100 a week. I mean, it's got to be so low if they were minimum wage workers, because you just get a fraction of that. And where can you live on $100 a week? Like,
Right.
where can you pay rent? What closet can you rent? I'm not talking about having your own apartment. I'm saying, like, where can you live for that amount of money?
You can't. You have to live with your parents, and you have to hope they can pay their mortgage. It's interesting, like, what we just did there is basically what's happening in California in terms of fear of COVID. Like, when there's a person that ramps it up so high, like $100 million a day, you came in at $50 million a day, right? That was your estimate after I came in with $100 million a day. Meanwhile, we're both way off. Mm-hmm. Like, that's, in a sense, like what in California, everyone's like, we're all going to die. Everyone's going to die. And then if you're reasonable, you're like, no, only like 30% of us are going to die. And then you're like, wait a minute, it's not even that.
30% would be wild. That's what,
Wild.
like, the bubonic plague killed.
Well, that was what a lot of people were seriously worried about.
Really?
Like, I've had people express to me today that 5% of people that get COVID die. I'm like, bro, that's not possible.
That's not true.
That's not true. It's not true. It's less than 1%. And then you also have the problem of die from COVID or die with COVID, because most people who die have an average of 2.6 comorbidities. And I think they've recently elevated that. I think it's more than that now, which means they have either diabetes or some other cancer, some other disease that makes them extremely vulnerable. Then they get COVID and then they die of it. Doesn't mean you should minimize the fact they died. And COVID definitely killed them, because if it wasn't for COVID, they would have probably stayed alive. But they were not doing good already. Catch new episodes of The Joe Rogan Experience for free only on Spotify. Watch back catalog JRE videos on Spotify, including clips. Easily, seamlessly switch between video and audio experience. On Spotify, you can listen to the JRE in the background while using other apps, and can download episodes to save on data cost, all for free. Spotify is absolutely free. You don't have to have a premium account to watch new JRE episodes. You just need to search for the JRE on your Spotify app. Go to Spotify now to get this full episode of The Joe Rogan Experience.